Hi families, I'm back again to give you a little update on what we're doing in 4th grade math. We're still on our same topic of place value to any place, and this is what you're going to see actually on your student's report card when it comes home. So we'll change that pretty soon, but right now we're still working on that, and we're still working on our place value. It's so important on all of these upcoming skills that they understand the value of each of these places, our ones, our tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, and millions. So this is going to carry over to when we look at our new skill of comparing numbers. When we're comparing numbers, we're looking at which number might be less than, greater than, or equal to. So I have some examples up here, and we're going to look at comparing the numbers. So we want to look at each of the digits. And here we have the number 104,227 and 74,394. Sometimes our students often see, 7, that's bigger than 1, so I'm going to say that 74,000 is greater than 104,000. But if we actually look, the value of this digit is 100,000, and this is 70,000, so we know that 104,227 is greater than 74,394. And then when we look down at our next number, we want to compare each digit. We look at our 2s, and they're the same. The 6. They're the same. That might get some kids saying, that number's equal. But we want to keep going until we notice here we have a 3 and here we have a 6. So we know the value of this digit is going to be 300 and the value of this digit is 600. So we know that 26,634 is going to be greater. And our last one that we look at, we can see is actually going to be equal. They're both 88,304. So if you're working with your students at home, you can just create any number you would like and have them compare it using the less than, greater than, or equal to. And sometimes it's good to trick them and put in numbers like I have here, or some equal ones also. That is our first skill that the kids have been working on the last few days of comparing numbers. And starting tomorrow, we're going to be working on rounding. And we have a rounding rule, and it says find the number, look right next door, 5 or more, raise the score, 4 or less, let it rest. So that's kind of something we talk to the kids about here. If it's 5 or more, we're going to raise the score, 4 or less, we're going to let it rest. Some teachers use a little bit different wording, but that's just an example. So for one way, the students might be asked to round to the thousands place. Well, they're not given that place, but they need to know that here our 4 is in the thousands place. Sometimes it might say 10,000s or 100,000, so we're going to work all the way up to the millions. And we're either going to round down to 4,000 or round up to 5,000. And we're going to find this number, so we know we're rounding to the thousands, so we're going to look next door at the 2. And that 2 is going to tell us that we're going to let it rest, and we're going to round this number to 4,000. If this number had been an 8, so 4,898, that would be an example of 5 or more, so we would have rounded to 5,000. Also, another way the students might be actually asked to round to the place value of the underlined digit. So you can see I underlined the 4 in our 10,000s place. So we're going to look at the number next door, and we see that's a 1, so we're going to let it rest. So we're going to round our number to 640,000. So a way you can help your student at home is you can just write a number down and ask them to round to the 10,000 place or the 100,000s or the tens place, and then they can do the rounding with you. So that's our latest update, and thanks.